Welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy, and today I want to share with you a tiny pocket journal, and I call it a TP tiny pocket journal because it's made using these. Now, if you have a problem with using toilet paper rolls, you can use wrapping paper rolls or paper towel rolls and cut them down to size, but for this one, I just use toilet paper rolls. I think it's okay. I made this in 2019 at a Bible journaling retreat. It was the first one and the first time that I had gone to a retreat. It was the first one for this particular group. And I've been every year since. And my dear friend Terry showed us how to make these little tiny journals. And so I'm going to do a quick flip through. And you can make this completely using trash. And since this is the June Just Junk Journal Challenge, I think that's what it's called. I'll put it on the screen here. I'll have to look it up now because I'm pretty sure I didn't say that right. That is put together by dear Julie. And I will link her information below. But this is just made from 8 toilet paper rolls. And it is pretty much just random junk and things like that. Right, matter of fact, right here, this is a baby wipe that I used to clean up some glitter glue, and then I just pulled it really thin. I don't know if the light will let you see that. Maybe. This was from one of our papers that had the dates on it so I could remember when I did it. And on the inside, I've just decorated with scraps and washi tapes and different things that we had on hand, and I have my date stamped here too. It is in Texas, and so I had a Texas napkin that I found on the treasure table, and I used that to cover this roll on this side. And in this pocket, I have this card that was included in my welcome kit. It's got my name, stamps, and everything like that. And then here's a photo of our original group. And it just slides right into that pocket. Turn the page. These are bluebells. Texas had to do bluebells and put some sequins on it. Here is another little photo of our group that I just hinged in. Here's another napkin. We were at a friend's farm, and so I thought that that was fitting. I especially enjoyed her chickens. They were funny. And in this pocket, I have a card that has John 3:16 on it, and I have this that was also in one of our goodie bags. And I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. You may think that you are completely insignificant in this world, but someone drinks coffee every morning from their favorite cup that you gave them. Someone heard a song on the radio that reminded them of you. Someone read the book you recommended and it spoke deeply to them. Someone remembered a compliment you gave them and smiled. Someone had a better day because you were kind to them. Never think that you have no influence whatsoever. Your trace, which you leave behind, with even a few good deeds, cannot be erased. And then here's a little photo. A lady who was going to come and couldn't actually had this painting. She's a wonderful artist. And we each got a mug with that painting on it. Turn the page. We've got another napkin here. A little butterfly. I think these are Dollar Tree butterflies. And another napkin. And it's got these two little mice. And it says, "My heart is with your heart." And so I've got some hearts here. It says, "Love this." And here's another photo of our group. And then this says, "Sisters in heart. We're not sisters by birth, but we knew from the start that God put us together to be sisters in heart." And this pocket actually has 2 things in it. All right. Oh, the comfort, the indescribable comfort of feeling safe with a person, having neither to weigh thought nor consider words, but pouring them all right out just as they are, chaff and grain together, certain that an understanding heart will take and sift them, keep what is worth keeping, and with love blow the rest away. And when we turn this over, open that, and this comes down, and this opens. And here's a photo of our group again. And then this is a cutout of Jesus, and it has all of our names all over it, over and over again. And so the way that this works is Jesus has us wrapped in his arms. Let's see. Having trouble remembering which direction that went. We turned this page, and there was a running joke all week about a deer, a 6-point buck, that my friend Charlotte related a story to us, and every time I see a deer, I think of her. It's so funny. This pocket has an altered playing card in it with a couple of more pictures of our group and the things that we made. I think actually this one goes here. My granddaughter loves this journal and loves to flip through it, and things don't always go back in the same place. This is a napkin applique. Here's another photo, and this is my journal right here. These are all of them that we made. More photos. And then one of our things that we did during the week, one of our sessions, focused on Revelation 2:17. I will give him a white stone with a new name engraved. And then this is our white stone. And in this pocket, may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. That's Romans 15:13. And then open this up. And there's another photo of one of our projects. And you is loved by God. That was included in one of our goodie bags. That was fun. All right, and then here's the last page, and these are just some little fun flowers that were punched out, and I just added them there along with some other punches and a little bit of fun pom-pom trim here. And then the back is another napkin that says believe in friendship. And I love this. This is what encouraged me to make a journal every year commemorating this retreat. And I actually did not make one this year. I have all the stuff for it, and so what I'm going to have to do is ask all of my friends that were there to write a little note with maybe their favorite verse on it or something, so that I can include them in a journal. But this is what I'm going to show you how to make today. And like I said, you need 8 rolls. And these two are slightly taller, so I'm actually going to use them to make my covers. Sometimes your rolls, all the paper doesn't come off cleanly, and here's just a little tip. Get an emery board. I have emery boards in my tools because I like to use them for lots of different things. This works really well for getting those last little bits of the glued on paper off. All right, so I'm going to set those to the side. Well, except for one. I need to keep one out. So these two that are the taller ones, they're taller than the other ones by just a smidge. Maybe not that one. Oh, well, I thought that, yeah, that's just a little bit taller. A smidge, like 1/8 of an inch. These two I'm just going to push down flat because these are going to be our covers. I'm going to get my bone folder out so I can make sure that that is creased down really well. All right, so these are our covers. And then you'll take one of these and you're going to smash it down, only because you want to be able to cut a straight line, because you need to cut it open on both sides. Doesn't have to be perfect, because you are going to trim it down just a little bit, because it has to be just slightly narrower than that. So I'm going to just go ahead and cut off about, let's see, maybe I should do this with a ruler and a knife. Let's see. We're going to cut off about 1/4 of an inch. I am. And then you can too, if you'd like. Actually going to straighten the edges on this one because they're not so straight. And so I'm cutting them at 2 1/4 inches. It doesn't have to be exactly that. You just need to be able to fit these into the ends of the toilet paper tubes that you have here, like that. So now I need to fold these, because they are going to insert into the ends of this and create our page hinges. And I don't know that my words are sufficient, so I am definitely going to show you, because that should work better for all of us. So I folded that one in half, and now I'm going to come back. That's not a ruler. About 1/2 inch, and fold, and then crease that down. I'm going to do the same thing again until I have done this to the end there. And this is going to make our hinges, like I said, and this is going to be the one that goes into the cover. So I need it to be just a little bit longer, just for stability. I'm going to continue to do this. Coming in 1/2 inch. And then one more time, 1/2 inch. And then this end, I am going to cut that part off, because that's going to help create our 5th hinge. So I'm going to come in 1/2 inch from that last fold. And cut that off. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing to this one. So I am going to come in 1/2 inch. Now I'm going to show you this again, because I think maybe the second time it might be a little bit clearer. 1/2 inch, fold it over, crease it. And now at 1/2 inch, we put that crease line on the measurement, because it's kind of an accordion fold, I guess. Well, not kind of, it is an accordion fold. I didn't do that very straight. So I've got 1, 2, and 1 and 2. Those two will go together, so that's 5. And this will be the one that goes into the end. And so I actually don't even have to cut that off at all. The next thing that I need to do, besides putting the cap back on my knife so I don't cut myself, I need to glue these two together. Just like that, so that it creates another of these hinges for the center. And I need to make sure that they are glued straight. Love these paper clips. They are on my Amazon favorites. I am not an Amazon affiliate. I tried and I drove no business to the Amazon site, so I was discontinued. But you know, I'm also not a monetized channel. I'm not worried about all that. So I just share my favorite things on the Amazon link that I have below, and it's my favorites list. And it's just my favorites for crafting. It's not like my favorite vitamins or anything like that. All right, so that is aligned. I'm going to let that dry. And we'll move on to this part real quick. I need to cut that excess off of that end. I forgot I needed it for another part. And so I'm going to cut this at 3/4 of an inch. And save this piece. Ouch. Now I need a piece of ribbon. Let's see. Maybe this one will be long enough. I think that I actually got this off of something. Like a gift bag or something. All right, and we're making the closure, so we need to feed this through both of these tubes before we glue or anything, because otherwise we'll have to do something different for our closure. And this is a little different than what I did in this one, because I thought of this afterwards, of course. All right. And so I want to make sure that I'm centered. So I'm going to meet the ends up, fold those two. And that's my center, but I need to pull this out, just not that much, just a little bit. And now I am going to take my glue and I'm going to glue just on this end. using quite a bit of glue because I don't want it to shift. I want to turn it over. Do the same thing on this side, making sure my ribbon is where I want it to be. I want it to be in the center. And I'm going to have to shift it again because I just shifted it again. All right. I'm going to clip this. So that it can dry. Next, I am going to glue these closed so that they all look like that one. So I'm just going to go through, put glue on each of these sides, not the very ends, and then I am going to clip them so that they can dry flat. I think I need to glue that down first because it's flippy dippy. And I think that might affect my gluing. And you may choose to glue these one at a time so that you're not having to fiddle around with the other pieces that are trying to get in your way. I'm just going to do it all at once since I'm trying to show you how. And now we're going to let that dry. While that is drying, I want to go ahead and flatten these, and you've already seen the process I used for flattening that. It's just smush it down. Get your bone folder or whatever you use to make your creases with. You're going to need something more than a thumbnail because toilet paper tubes, even though they seem flimsy, are actually pretty sturdy. And then I do this, I'm kind of breaking the fibers a little bit, and what I'm doing is, you can see, I'm just creasing back and forth. And that's going to help to flatten it a little bit more. This should be dry. That I'm just going to keep pinned until I'm ready for it. Take my clips off of here. And that one didn't glue here. I don't think it was ready to unglue. So I'm just going to put that back on there. I'm going to get a bigger clip. And let that sit for a minute. All right, so I've got these, and they are all flat. They're all the same length, so I don't have to trim any part of that. So the next step, actually I do need to trim part of that though, because I didn't cut that very straight on that one end. Oops, completely missed my trash can over there. All right, and you should have something that looks like that when you're done. This step is pretty simple. You're going to put glue on both sides of the tab that you've made, and you're just going to slide this on it like that, and then you'll pin it closed or hold it closed until the glue dries or something. And when you're doing this part, you do want to make sure that your pockets, your TP pockets, are all aligned. You don't want it going every which direction. And I'm probably going to have to do this in 2 stages, because at least 2 stages, because I don't think I've got enough room to clip everything all together. I might, I don't know. We'll find out. All right, so there's the first one, and I'm centering that as closely as I can. Then I'm going to just clip that on and clip that on. Now I'm going to skip that one, and I'm going to glue this one. And that's because I'm just trying to leave room for my clothespins. If you're not using clothespins, then do whatever you need to. And I need to make sure that that is aligned. And then clip it. Nope. Yes. And then I'm going to do this first one. Then I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll come back and do the other 2. Alright, so I think these are dry. After I got everything glued together, I took off all of the little clothespins and used my big old binder clip to help hold it together. And now for this step, I need to add something. I didn't do this when we made it the first time, but I think that I need to add some kind of tape or glue or something here to help just hold that together. And so I just happen to have a little bit of this drywall tape handy. And it's pretty much the perfect size to reinforce that spine. You won't see this, sorry. It'll be covered up. If you wanted to, you could probably put this on after you put on the cover. I don't know, I'm not going to do it that way this time. Maybe next time I'll see what happens with that. Oh my goodness, this is hard to find the end on, or to open up or peel off or whatever that word would be. Hope my head's not in the screen. There we go. And struggling with my knuckles today, so that doesn't help one bit. Alright, so I'm going to put this on here. And now we're going to put the cover on. Whoops, a little excess glue there. And the way we're going to do this, is I'm going to slide that one in after gluing both sides, and then I'll have to push this one that way and slide it in. And I may have to do them both at the same time. Let's see how tricky that is. I think I'm going to try and do them both at the same time. Let's see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? I've got more toilet paper tubes. Make sure that they are lined up with the inside pockets. All right, and now I need my big clip again, and we're gonna let that dry. There's a lot of drying time on this because you're gluing a lot of things together. Actually going to do this. Nope, I'll break my... Nope. I know I have another one somewhere. Well, it's different, but it still works. Just to help hold this end closed so it's not putting extra stress on that end. And we'll let that dry. All right. And then our last step before decorating. Now that doesn't actually look too bad. If I had used a larger piece of that drywall tape and just covered that whole end, I might have left it like that. But this is where you can take this and you would glue that on there. Actually, I kind of like it like that. I'm probably just going to leave it like that until I decorate. And so here we go. And it's still a little springy. But there's your inside cover. First pocket. Second pocket. Third. Fourth. Fifth, and back cover. Now I'm going to let that dry a lot more before I do anything else to it. Got your base and your closure all ready. All you have to do is decorate and fill the pockets. And I think it's going to be really cute with my June journal. So there you go. Simple, easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 toilet paper tubes, some glue, and some ribbon, and you've got the base for a really cute little journal. Thank you for joining me today, and as always, be kind. Bye.